Every winter, the cities of Tyria glisten with festive decor, and the air is filled with snowballs and the sound of laughter. Buy some holiday treats from the seasonal vendors or embark on quests to aid the gods. Don't get left out in the cold. Join the Wintersday fun. Wintersday is an annual celebration which celebrates the Tyrian New Year according to the Movelian calendar and dynastic reckoning. It is the celebration of the end of the season of Colossus and the beginning of the season of Zephyr, decided through the outcome of a battle between the gods Grenth and Dwaina. During Wintersday, snow covers the land and the snowmen and Grinches appear to spread their versions of the celebration across the land through giving and destroying presents respectively. It features towns decorated with gifts, snow, candy, and holiday NPCs. Hi guys, and welcome to episode 1 of my Wintersday coverage. So this is a new series we're going to be starting up. It's not going to be that long, but there is quite a lot to see in Wintersday. This is basically going to follow the same formula that the Halloween stuff did, in that basically I'm going to do an episode of what happened in the first year, and then the next year, and then the next year. Because as you guys may or may not know, in Guild Wars they do festivals, you know, around Christmas, around Halloween and so forth. And every single year, usually, there are exceptions, but usually every single year since the festival was first introduced, ArenaNet decided to turn around and add a whole bunch of new content. So basically now there's me, let's playing the game years later, and there's just a ton of crap to show you. Today's actually, I've been a bit bad about this, today's actually the 31st already. Wintersday, as I just said, it's there to celebrate New Year in Tyria. There's no such thing really as Christmas in Tyria. It's there to celebrate New Year, so the festival with all the finales and stuff actually happens tomorrow, and I've spent too long pissing around enjoying Christmas myself, so I've not done any content on this yet. So basically, hi, you're going to be seeing me whacking all of this out basically in one day. Hopefully this will go okay. I'm just going to literally do video after video after video and see how exhausted I get or how good this is going to go. So yeah, we're going to be kicking it off with the 2005 stuff, which honestly isn't too bad. As you may know, obviously lots of different towns are decorated. Right now we're here at Ascalon City. It looks nothing like Ascalon City. In fact, when I first made my first character, now this wasn't so bad for me, but when I made my first character, when I came out of pre-searing Ascalon and came here, it was Wintersday and it was all snowy. I knew what original Ascalon looked like because I'd kind of been watching my brother playing it before I made it, because this was originally his account and stuff like that. But so it was okay for me. I kind of understood what was going on. But you always hear stories about people who they make their first character for Guild Wars, you know, like they'll get it for Christmas or something, and they make their first character and come out and they hear about all this devastation that happens in Ascalon, and all of a sudden they come here and it's all snowy, and there's just so many people with that same story and they have no idea what the hell's going on. But yeah, for Wintersday, this place is actually decorated. There's no quests really to be got from around here, but as you can see, there are lots of NPCs talking about different stuff and different things. Wow, we didn't do one of the War Master Titus quests. Yeah, we didn't do all of the Ascalon quests in the end, but did we? So yeah, there's not many sort of Wintersday quests and things going on here, but there are a lot of different people here. In Wintersday, just as it's the same as Halloween. In fact, it's worse for Wintersday, if anything. They even put a present up here and a gingerbread man on this weird bit of concept art, which we still have no idea about. I'd still love that to be the deep sea dragon or something. But yeah, there's so many collectors in this festival. There are so many goddamn collectors. It's unreal. I can't show you all of them. They have little interest really if you speak to them, but they can be quite cool. I mean, you've just got so many different. I think these guys are humming a Wintersday tune. I don't know. There's just, I am Peters of the Humming Hymnsman. Perhaps you've heard of us. We are hummers of traditional Wintersday hymns. We can also hum non-hymns, but we prefer to stick with hymns because to not hum hymns would make our name as the Humming Hymnsman inaccurate, and we haven't thought of anything quite so clever as to cover all situations. Right, okay. Do you say the same thing, Randall? Do you say something else? I am Randall of the Humming Hymnsman. There's nothing like a hummed hymn for Wintersday. Feel free to join in and hum along with us. There is only one word you must know, and technically it isn't even a word. That is the beauty of what we do. It transcends borders and reaches all peoples. Brilliant. So yes, there's a lot of funny crap. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've not gone onto Wiki and researched every single little NPC out there, just because there's like 100 of them. It's ridiculous. But as I go around, I'm not gonna rush through it. I'm going to take my time and speak to people and see what happens. So if you do play the game, definitely just log in. And there's so many little things that you may notice that are going on around in these outposts that you may have missed before. Particularly a lot of the collectors before sort of there were so many Wintersday quests going on, and there were so many amazing NPCs and different rewards you could get and stuff. The collectors were actually something that a lot of people did, because they were one of the best ways to get the Wintersday rewards. The rewards themselves have changed a lot over the years and stuff, but, you know, we've got a lot of videos to talk about that stuff. So, we'll be coming back to Ascalon City. I wanted to open it here, though, because this is one of my favourite decorated towns, but there's rarely any reason to come back here. So yeah, I mean, we've got some carolers of Dwayna here. There's lots of people like this. The blessings of Dwayna be with you. Join me and raise your voice in song. Everybody loves Wintersday carols. Well, everyone except the Stone Summit, the Grawl, the Char, most of the undead. But everybody who matters loves Wintersday carols. Sing, I say sing. Right. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is going to Lion's Arch. There were originally 4 outposts that were decorated for Wintersday 2005. Only 3 of those remained. Can you guess exactly what the last one was? Basically, you had, and one of them seems a bit redundant. I think they only did it because they knew it wouldn't be much work. You had Ascalon City was decorated. Don't forget, in 2005, there were still a lot of new players for the game, so there was a lot of people around Ascalon City, so that makes sense. There was Lion's Arch. Obviously, this is like the hub it always really has been, so this is Lion's Arch. Was decorated, and for good reason. There was Jockner's Forge, which is snowy and stuff anyway. They just kind of added some decorations, so yay for that, I suppose. And also back then, obviously, the Tomb of the Primeval Kings was still being used for the international tournaments, and that place was also decorated. However, those decorations are no longer in the game, so I can't show you them. All there really is that I've seen of them, I must admit, is a picture on Wikipedia of sort of the tomb, and there's lots of giant gingerbread men sort of up hanging from the walls of it, but that's about it. But here's Lion's Arch. If you've been watching my Warring Crichton Let's Play, you will have seen these decorations a lot of times. It's probably quite familiar to you. However, there is some stuff we can do here. So in 2005, there were only 2 quests added. This whole celebration is about Dwayna versus Grenth, right? And you'll see there's a theme for all of the quests that they add throughout the celebration. You can basically choose a side. Do you want to pick Grenth or do you want to pick Dwayna? It's kind of the closest Guild Wars ever gets to, hey, do you want to be good or evil? However, in 99% of the in fact, all of the cases, I think, you can always choose to do both quests. So what we're going to do is speak to this guy here, Old Nichols, and he was the only guy to offer quests right at the start. And he says, "Why, hello there, Peter Redhill. A happy Wintersday to you. Yes, it's that time again, time of cold conflict between Grenth and Dwayna. Each one wishes to claim the season, and with it, the coming year. Should Dwayna be victorious, the year is begun with warmth and light, but should Grenth emerge the victor, a darkening chill will shroud the months to come. Which will you support, the warm embrace of life, or the icy grip of death?" I'm going to go with the icy grip of death, only because that's the first quest that appears on the list. So, very Grinchy Wintersday. Each year during Wintersday, the gods Grenth and Dwayna clash to determine whether darkness or light will reign throughout the coming of the new year. Although Dwayna has many followers, there are some of us who understand that this is a season of somber reflection, a time to pay tribute to death, which is, after all, a necessary cycle of life. There's something odd about this guy. It strikes me that originally the quest was supposed to be a single quest with 2 branches. You'd speak to Old Nichols, okay, because that original dialogue, he seemed quite neutral, right? He just kind of explained the situation. I get the feeling you'd speak to him first and then you'd go off to 2 different NPCs, but that never ended up happening. So what they did is they just bundled it all onto Old Nichols. So where we're doing a very Grinchy Wintersday, he sounds like an arsehole that like he hates the celebration. But if we do the other one, as we'll see later, he seems to love it. If you're doing the Dwayna one, it's kind of weird. But although Dwayna has many followers, blah, 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 the call of Grenth has gone out, seeking all those who wish to serve the merciless one to ensure his rise above the goddess of light for the coming year. Will you answer Grenth's call? Okay, I hate all this merrymaking. I'm off for Grenth. Brilliant. So, what we're going to do for this quest is... It's kind of cool. You know, I spend most of my videos talking about how I like these quests, and then they come along and I end up thinking, oh, it's so much effort. But, you know, it's pretty cool anyway. It's a quest where we don't really get explained why we have to do this, but basically we're going to assist Grenth, and we need to speak to this guy, Vehemus, to learn how we can do it. So we're going to come over here. It's not like Old Nichols mentions who Vehemus is or anything like that. And in fact, when we speak to Vehemus, the majority of what you have to do for this quest... he won't explain to you either. This is the last quest arrow we're actually going to get here, so enjoy. So here's Vehemus. Hey man, a necromancer, what a surprise. He says, "Those who walk the cold path of darkness know this time of Wintersday belongs to Grenth. Dwayna and her pathetic throng of weaklings make a mockery of this icy, solemn and sombre season. For what is winter if not the shadow of death cast long upon the world?" Brilliant. Okay, so now you must help me create one of Grenth's unholy winter servants, a Grinch, a person whose heart has been shrunk 3 sizes. So yeah, this is a reference, obviously, to the Grinch. Grinches are like a very typical NPC. In fact, you used to find them all around these outposts out here in all the decorated towns. 2011, though, the year that I'm doing this, they've been removed. I'll talk about that more later, though. And he says, Grinches know only death, fear, and hatred, and their only goal is to create as much mischief and misery as possible. Take this vial and place it with the 4 ingredients I need to concoct my special potion. The first ingredient you must gather, termites, shouldn't be too difficult to find. Ask around for them. They must be out there somewhere. Oh, that's easy. Okay, let's press L and see if that gives us a hint. Ask around for some termites. There must be some out there somewhere. Okay, alright, let's just show me my quest arrow. What? We don't get one. Yeah, have fun, guys. So the first Wintersday players were told, essentially, to go fuck themselves and look around the entire world for this character. Now, actually, this would have been quite cool. I can imagine at the time, it's kind of similar as to Nicholas the Traveller those first few times when he came out. Very exciting. No one knew where they were. It was sort of a massive hunt. Where the hell could we find this guy? And basically, this quest is going to have us retrieve a whole bunch of different items, none of which, apart from the termites, Vehemus even mentions. But we're going to have to go around and look for all of these different items in completely random places in the world. Luckily for you guys, I know where they all are, and that's lucky for me because of obviously Wikipedia. I've looked at this. Wintersday's a funny one for me. I like Wintersday, but you actually find as we go through the series, this is going to be the first time I've done a few of these quests. Especially the 2011 one. I haven't actually even started with the 2011 festivities yet. But yeah, there's a fair few on Wednesday. I've never really... I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just because I spend so much time with my family and doing other crap this time of year. Even though Wednesday does last a damn long time. I mean, you've seen how long it's been going since it first popped up in my War and Crider stuff. But yeah, another thing I will show. I'm not going to use them. But another thing, if we go to search, I think they are actually in a physical location somewhere, but I can't quite remember where. But there are new henchmen for Wintersday as well. You can actually get these snowmen as your henchmen. They're not amazing, I must admit, but it's kind of cool that you get them anyway. When I did a very, very brief little sort of test run before doing this video, just to get to grips, and yeah, you can bring these guys out. They're okay, they weren't amazing, they're not going to be better than my heroes, of course, they're only level 10. No, they're level 12, so they are a better level than the henchmen you'd find at this point, but yeah, so you get to bring these out in any of the festive towns. I don't think they're in every town, just the decorated ones, but still. So yeah, in the interest of not having this first video be a million years long, especially considering it's going to be the first in like a pretty, I don't know how many, it will probably be at least as long as the Halloween one, the Halloween series, but in the interest of keeping it down, I'm going to cut it until we get to the place, okay guys? So if you're playing along with me, just hold out for a second and I'll show you where we need to go, and I'm not even sure if that's my proper team, but whatever. So yeah, I will see you guys in a second. It is out in the North Grenth province though, so I'll see you there. Alright, and here we go. So this is Fisherman Phineas. How you would think to come here, I don't know. I vaguely remember when we were, way back when we were playing Prophecies, I did speak to this guy. I think I did. And I may have even mentioned that he was a Wintersday quest guy. But aside from that, you know, I can't even imagine how people would have figured this guy out. Where are we? We're here in the North Grenth province. We're just on the south bank of the Lesser Giants Basin. Which, by the way, will become... at least the North Bank will become a little bit more significant later on in the War and Crider, just bear that in mind. It's very, very easy to get here. I'm not even sure if I came the fastest way. If you do go this route, though, if you're like me and you've got the War and Crider active, you don't actually have to fight any War and Crider NPCs or anything like that. But just come on up here, and you'll find Phineas here, this random fisherman out in the middle of nowhere with his dock up here. And he does have random quotes he says up here. If you pause it, just as I started filming, I think he was saying, "Oh, Doc, I love you, I love you." So we can speak to him and find out why has he got termites. He says, not a bad day for fishing. Then again, every day's a good day when you're fishing, am I right? These days are numbered for me, I fear. Someday soon, those confounded termites will eat all the way through my cherished dock. I only hope I'm not sitting on her the day she collapses into the ocean. This dock and I have shared countless memories. When she finally goes, I'm not just going to lose a sturdy wooden structure of planks and pilings that overlooks the best fishing interior. I'm going to lose a friend. A good friend. And on that day, I will mourn. Assuming I don't drown, of course. Wow, so he really loves this dock. So he says, for more years than I can count, I've spent my days here on this dock. Casting and reeling, casting and reeling. Some days the gods are kind to me and I bring them plenty of fish. Other days they ignore me and I go home empty-handed. Those are hard days, but that's the life of a fisherman. Over all these years and through these disastrous marriages, only one constant has remained. This wooden dock. She's been a good friend, a good listener, but these blasted termites have begun gnawing away on her beams and I fear that soon she'll collapse into the ocean below. If it's termites you're looking for, I'll give you all you need. My poor dock is overflowing with them. I like this story because it's like the simple woes of a simple man, far flung from all the troubles of the war in Kryta and all this crap. It's just cool. It just gives someone a nice little bit of life. So there you go. He gives us termites. Now the quest gets a little bit weird. Like I said, we don't understand. You just press L and it says, right, okay, so you got the termites, which apparently we wanted. What else did we want for this concoction? I'm fumbling for my L key. I got a new keyboard for Christmas, so you have to bear with me. Oh my god. There it is. And now, so we've got the termites, but now we want some gunk for the concoction. I don't know why we know that we need some gunk, but we do need some gunk. So there must be some out there somewhere. Oh wow, yeah, we've got the whole world to check again. Well, this one's kind of logical, I suppose. Where's the most gunky place? We found the first. We got the quest in Kryta. We found the first one in Kryta. Maybe the next one's in Kryta. Logic would follow. Well, where's some gunk in Kryta? I don't know. What about a big swamp? Where the Black Curtain's a big swamp. All right, let's go to the Temple of Ages. That's the most vague sort of train of thought I can imagine that would actually lead people to come to this conclusion. So what we're going to do is come out to the Temple of the Ages, and we're going to go into the Black Curtain. I'm going to cut it again until we get to the place, so you guys can see where we have to go. Alright, well, unfortunately, the second one, if you have the War in Kryta active, you're going to be doing nothing but cutting through Peacekeepers. Sometimes Undead will pop up and help you out. I didn't add a full 8-man team. It wasn't terribly annoying, but it is pretty annoying. So the walk isn't that far. If you've got the War in Kryta on, you do expect a hell of a lot of Peacekeepers, though. However, you will find here, this guy here called Gunk Farmer Erme. So apparently he farms gunk. I will just say this straight away. All the NPCs for this quest, they do say random stuff above like their head, but it's like one every 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not going to stand around for 15 minutes getting every single bit of dialogue, so just keep an eye out for them because they will be there. But you can speak to him and he says, "I is welcoming you to my swamp, and I is very happy to be seeing you. I is Erme, maker of all that is gunk. I is not getting very many visitors in my swamp, but when I is getting them, I is always making sure to be making them feel welcome. Some people is saying that Erme is smelling bad, but I can tell you, since it is standing here, you is thinking they is just being rude, so it is not believing people who is saying that no more. Erme is very home in his swamp. Maybe you is thinking of living here as Erme is. I is sure I can be finding room for you if you is to be staying here." That's okay, Erme. He says, "You is looking for gunk? Then you is coming to the right, Erme. I be the greatest gunk farmer in all of these swamps I is. You is very lucky. Erme is making a very large batch of gunk. He is not be needing all of. I is giving you gunk for free because you is a nice person. But you is not telling anyone I is giving it for free. Erme not want everyone to expect free gunk. Then Erme would be out of job." Erme, does anybody pay for this, buddy? Really? Anybody? I'm sorry, that was quite a painful voice. I can imagine that getting quite tedious. So there you go, that's Gunk Farmer Erme, that's your second guy. Now we press out, we want some garlic apparently. There must be some out there somewhere. Well, okay, most of them have been in Kryta. Where might we find some? I don't even know. I don't know how you would figure this out, but we're going to Beetleton and we're going to go into the Watchtower Coast and head north. I don't know how you'd find this out. You'd have to have... I mean, I don't even know if these NPCs existed before this Wintersday arrived, or they must have been added specifically for it. Okay, so this next one, if you have the War in Kryta active, is going to be insanely hard to do. Okay, this is my 5th attempt. I'm going to try it again. Okay, so basically here's what happens. You come just north of Beetleton out into the Watchtower Coast, and about here near the beach you'll find a woman, a necromancer. She's the one that's going to give you the garlic. However, she's about to have a huge fight with a caravan of different men. She's trying to kill a guy, and there's a load of dialogue that will happen. However, if you've got the War in Kryta active, can you see her there with her elite guard, these things here? However, with the War in Kryta active, all the Peacekeepers decide that they want to have a fight. You've got a Peacekeeper group right next to me here, which I'm going to try and skip this time. No, which hasn't worked. Maybe it will work, I don't know. But what you got to do is come up here and intercept these Peacekeepers, because these guys are going to kill this group straight away. And if you let them kill the group straight away, they're going to run over and kill the necromancer. As you can see, she's speaking there. So I'm going to try it this way and over aggro. The thing is, there's this boss here as well, Camalicious, and he'll fucking destroy the necromancer. She has to survive to get the garlic, and it's so... I think I've done it. I think this has actually worked this time. Christ almighty. So yeah, what usually happens is there's two groups here, and she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and then you just help her win. But oh my god, okay, if you've got War in Kryta, definitely skip that first group, because if you don't skip that first group, the dialogue will happen and they'll all run in and engage way too soon. So there you go. Once she survived, hopefully there we go. Oh, thank god. She says, I see that she kept dying. She's so weak. See, she's level 2. She dies like a hit. Right, so she says, "I see the endless icy void of Grenth's touch in your eyes, stranger. It probably won't surprise you to learn that I too serve the god of death. When those around us fall lifeless to the cold, cold ground, I and my minions alone shall guide them to the afterlife. You'll be wise to leave these lands quickly. Although we share a devotion to the same god, your soul will be guided as easily as the others. I'm sure you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I gather Vehemus has sent you on one of his little scavenger hunts. That man is incapable of doing anything that involves getting his hands dirty. What is it you need? Garlic? You're in luck. It just so happens I have some garlic right here. Now leave me to my work. Grenth will be most pleased to have more souls welcome to the underworld this day. And should you not move quickly enough, I may just decide to add you to this. Oh, really? Will you? I just did this like 5 times to save you because you die in a single hit. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Well, there you go. That's that one done. Nice and easy. So have fun with that if you've got the Warring Cry. Like I say, it's just north of Beetleton. So the next one, well, let's press out and let's have a look. So now we want a pair of unwashed socks. I'm not even going to attempt to. I don't know, guys. I don't know how you're supposed to know this. We're going to go to the Bergen Hot Springs and head out north to find a guy who we're going to have to race. And I think it's right outside the hot springs as well, so we might not even have to cut. We'll have a look. Oh, I do love the hot springs. I always wish that you could actually go in the hot springs on this outpost. It's not an outpost that we go to enough, really, is it? Well, we're in the Warring Cry area. We should come back here every now and then, I suppose. I remember one big quest that will come back here. Anyway, Nebu Terrace. That's Courier Falcon. That's not the guy we want. I think this guy here, Villager Gaisel. Hey, man. You alright? Oh, no, here we are. Here he is. Drea Dane. He says, hey, someone has stolen my precious yet unwashed socks. Stop them. Thief. Okay, so you got Drea Dane, this naked guy that we need to chase. Mercenaries, you'll never catch me. I'm a leaf on the wind. I, Drea Dane, the infamous clothing bandit of lore and song, cannot be captured. I know the way... I know why the caged mower sings, he says. So I'm just going to run past these enemies. Hopefully the Warring Cry won't mess this one up as well. Oh, God. I can't remember if the other quest, the one where you're doing like the Dwayne side of things, also messes things up. I was actually hoping to do both quests, the Grenth one and the Dwayne one in the same video, but apparently that's not going to happen. We're probably already in like 20 minutes, aren't we? But we'll chase this guy. We do have full back in our team, and I've got Enraging Charge, so I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to catch him. Or nothing to see here, move along. I'm not up to anything, just minding my own business. We'll have to speak to him later. If I move, it cancels the dialogue. You're going to be cornered if you go this way, Dane. You're going to be cornered. Now what do you do, buddy? It's game over, man. End of the line. There we go. So he says, nothing to see here, move along. I'm not up to anything, just minding my own business. Oh, what does he say there? Curses, you've left me no place to run. Perhaps it's time that I, Drea Dane, infamous clothing bandit of lore and song, reconsider my choice of occupation. If you're such a good bandit of clothing, why are you naked? Nothing to see here, move along. I'm not up to anything, just minding my own business. I am just a private citizen, that's me. I can certainly assure you I'm not thinking about stealing any clothing, and if I was, the last thing I would steal would be socks. That's just ridiculous. Good Wintersday to you. Yeah, give me the socks. Don't blame me, blame society. I grovel before you, a lowly mangy dog. My wife, she is sick. My 13 children, limbless and afflicted with the dreaded weeping vapours. What? My cat, she has kittens and... Not buying it, are you? Look, can I talk to you, thief to mercenary, for a moment? All that I have will be yours if you leave me be. Of course, all I have are these unwashed socks, but free me, and they are yours. Gloriously filthy socks they are, blights on the stocking industry, but perhaps they might be of some use to you. Socks are rare in these lands, and these are... Okay, please, oh, shut up, just don't hurt me. Pain makes me break out on cuts, bruises, and open wounds. I'm terribly allergic to it. Alright, cool, so we've got our socks. I can't actually remember, where do we go to next? Hold on. Oh no, we just go back to Vehemus. Okay, cool. So, there we go. Right, that's the end of that bit, that section of the quest then. We're going to speak to Vehemus and berate him for sending us off on such a wild goose chase for so many random things without the slightest hint of where to find them all. But there you have it. I wonder if you get the quest and then you go out of the Bergen Hot Springs straight away, you can like race that guy, or you have to do it all in the specific order. I'm not 100% sure. Hey man, we've got all your crap. Those who walk the cold path of darkness know the time of Wintersday belongs to Grenth. We already read that, didn't we? Praise be to Grenth. Surely his eyes are upon you. 2 final steps remain. First, I must speak to the sacred words that will bring the potion to the point of potency. Stink! Stank! Stunk! Now I will go wait outside Lion's Arch. I will trick one of the people of this city into drinking the potion, which will shrink the dupe's heart 3 times, transforming the useless citizen into a blessed Grinch. I will send this new Grinch to meet you outside the city. From there, you will travel due north with the Grinch to the Ascalon settlement. There, Dwayne left a bounty of gifts for the culmination of Wintersday. You will find these gifts, and together with the Grinch, you will destroy them. Should you and your Grinch complete the task, return to me so that I can pass on this glorious victory to our merciless Lord himself. May the unholy blessings of Grenth go with you. Brilliant. Okay, so the Ascalon settlement, we've seen the walk up there many times. I'm going to leave the outpost, though, just in case there's a little... I think there is a little bit of dialogue just outside of the door. We'll listen to that, and then we'll head on up. Yeah, hey, Behemoth, how's it going, man? Who's the unlucky citizen? Oh no, well, he's already been transformed. So here's our first look, I think our first look, unless I use a summoning stone at some point, of a Grinch. So these are Grinches. These are all, like I say, used to be all over the place in Wintersday. You can get a lot of gifts and things that will sort of allow you to summon them and stuff like that. So get used to the sight of Grinches. Dwayne has no sort of counterpart, but I don't really think that matters too bad. So I will speak to Behemoth. Mind you, she's kind of got the snowmen, I suppose, is actually the counterpart. Yeah, ignore that. She's got the snowmen. A very Grinchy Wintersday to you too, Behemoth. He says it's time to wreak havoc. It's time to spread fear. It's time to make all of the gifts disappear. So take me to where you... Oh, this is the Grinch speaker, sorry. He says, so take me to where I might find those filled with light, with the Dwayne supporters who are very merry and bright. Let us make mischiefs of such fun we shall find, ruining this holiday for the sweet and the kind. Right, okay, so just, you know, the Grinch always rhymed and stuff. The potion was a success, and a brand new Grinch awaits your command. Head north to the Ascalon settlement, destroy every gift, token, and keepsake. Leave no present behind. Okay, brilliant. So, we're going to get going. Is that a dead Tengu? Really? When did that happen? Okay, well, maybe that was a part of creating the Grinch. Yeah, I'm going to cut it until we get up to the Ascalon settlement. And I'll see you guys in a second. Apparently, Scout Melithoran's coming with us. Alright, we're coming up on the settlement now. So, as I've been walking, the Grinch has been talking every now and then. Yeah, we had a checkpoint as well. So, the Grinch has been saying, they say it is a season of love and goodwill. I say it is a season of making you ill. Nothing but this will give me great joy. To see Dwayne's children weep over broken toys, I suppose that works. I can tell that we're close to give as we're near. The stench clogs my nose and it stuffs up my ears. Will he say anything else as we get right into the settlement? I'm not sure. Is the Grinch still with us? He should. Yeah, there he is. He's right next to Melithoran. Yeah, there was no peacekeepers on the way here, but there was that single checkpoint. Here we are, so check it out. We got lots of snowmen here called Burl. What? That's going over my head. What's that a reference to? It's obviously a reference to something. So, and there's a whole bunch up there. Where are all the people from the settlement? They're nowhere to be seen. Are these snowmen supposed to be bringing good joy, or... I mean, it seems like they've just been completely hostile and taken over the whole settlement. That's what it looks like to me, anyway. But yeah, we'll come up here and kill these guys. I think they just use lots of water magic hexes on you and just slow you down, which is quite good if they're supposed to be all chilly. Yeah, they just ward against harm and ice spikes and ice prison and frozen burst and all this crap. Come on, finish them off. But I think we just need to click. Do we pick these up or do we destroy them as we do it? Yeah, we destroy them. So this is one thing that would happen a lot. You see Grinches around outposts running over to presents and blowing them up like this. And yeah, it's a big thing about really. This is essentially just what the Grinches do. We destroy all of the presents. There we go. And that is finally, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I thought I'd get both quests done in this video. That is the end of the quest. We'll speak to... Do we speak to Behemoth or do we speak to old Nicholas? No, we speak to Behemoth. Okay, cool. Who is also level 2, I'm now noticing. What is with these weak-ass necromancers? He says, you have served Grenth most faithfully, Peter Redhill. Here's a token of his appreciation. The work you have done today will surely help our merciless lord sway the balance of the battle to our side. I shall go let loose this Grinch upon the citizens, that it might spread sadness and discontent. I'm looking forward to it. Brilliant. Okay, so the reward there was 5,000 experience, a peppermint shield, and a gingerbread focus. The focus and the shield are actually kind of awful, like statistically. They've just got the skins, and you'll find as well that they're very easy to get. The skins really ridiculously easy these days, so the reward might seem utterly crap, especially how long that took us to do, but you kind of have to put into perspective of when it first came out. You know, these were new skins. People didn't know whether they weren't available any other time of year. People didn't know if they were going to be available this time next year. It was 5,000 experience, which back then, you know, before factions came and threw everything out of the balance, was a hell of a lot of experience for a quest reward. So, you know, back then it used to actually be pretty damn good, but by today's standards is pretty awful, and I doubt you find many players doing this quest chain at all, or the one that we'll be seeing in the next video. I don't know, next video I'll probably do the next quest chain and show you some more stuff, maybe another decorated outpost. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There is a hell of a lot of Wintersday stuff to come. I'm going to keep going at it all day today, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. See you next time, everybody.